Hello, everybody. Welcome to the DailyHarvest podcast. I'm your host, MrsKevOnStage, and I'm joined by my husband and co-host,
TheKevOnStage.
And you guys have really enjoyed the last 2 episodes of the Love Hour, where we talked about triggers, and then we talked about check-ins, which was encouraging because I'm kind of going through a crisis. I jumped right in, didn't I? Welcome to the Love Hour podcast. If this is your first time here, we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness and all things in between. Sometimes we have guests on, sometimes we talk about ourselves, whatever. With all of that said, I was saying that I've been going through a bit of a identity crisis. I don't know if identity crisis is the right word, but definitely going through a crisis of sorts when it comes to the Love Hour. And I just feel like I'm going to work that out this year. And so anytime I receive, or especially during this time where I'm kind of trying to figure out what the future will be, that those encouraging remarks help me try to navigate what the path will be forward, but also maybe not. Am I being vague? Why are you laughing?
I don't know what to say.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I don't want to reveal more than you want revealed.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to say the words.
Okay, so do you want me to move on?
No, I'm just saying, like, you can explore these feelings.
What, the feelings of I don't know how I feel, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, if I really want to say it or if I'm just like, I don't know how we got here.
I think, come on, watch out. I think feeling your feelings and expressing that is a good time.
Don't therapize me because you got these glasses that don't have the lens in them.
I don't need the lens. I can see clearly already.
I think that, are you encouraging me to just say what I want to say?
Yes. Look what this person says, Erica Alexander. I like this just in general.
Feel free to sit in the insert. And that's actually what I'm doing, sitting in that insert. That's why I haven't made a decision.
Okay.
So actually, thank you for that. It felt like confirmation.
Yeah.
Because I am sitting in this space of I haven't made a decision. I'm just kind of sitting in the uncertainty. And I guess what it is that I am heavily considering this being the last year of doing the Love Hour. I feel like I have squeezed all the juice. There ain't nothing left to squeeze. There ain't nothing left to come up out of this. And I'm trying to figure out if that is something I want to do, if it's something I'm definitely something I'm exploring, but I'm trying to figure out why, the motivation behind it, if the answer is yes, if the answer is no. Like, I'm just feeling, I don't know, I'm feeling transition, I'm feeling shift, and I'm just trying to figure out where this podcast and this piece of content kind of sits in that. I also find that I am, I don't know, I'll give this example. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to give that example. I also find myself, I feel like I need to establish a boundary. It's so funny because, again, this is why sitting in the uncertainty, maybe that was a word from the Lord, girl, is so important at this time, because I say this, and as I'm saying it, I feel like, I need to reestablish boundaries. That was one of the kind of motivating factors behind all of this. Some other things, but that was one of them. It's like reestablishing boundaries, being able to like go back to the background and not force myself to, be more upfront than I want to be, especially with sharing so much of myself. And yesterday, I'm going to read it. Somebody texted me, and I won't say her name because I don't know how she feels about it. But she texted me and she said, I was talking about you this morning and just wanted you to know how grateful I am for you. You're truly the best. I was telling this person that I was grateful for your transparency around your rebrand. It shed a light on so many things for me. So I said, wow, super unexpected. Thank you so much. She said, I talk about you, all caps, a lot. first of all, I was like, really? That's like super interesting. But hearing the idea of, on the one hand, I feel myself saying, oh man, I give way too much. And like, that's what I feel. I give way too much. I say way too much. You need to like reel that in, pull that in. And then on the other hand, it's like, we so appreciate that transparency. We need that transparency. Thank you so much. And so it ends up being like a double-edged sword, or sword. I don't know if you say it with the W or not.
I think you can do either way.
So yeah, that's kind of where I am in this time and space, is trying to figure out what the future of this will be.
I think you tend to mull over things a lot, which is a quality I admire, and I wish I could sometimes be. I am either, yes, I'm all in, everything is great. Yeah. No, this is dumb. I don't want to do this. No more. I don't really take time to say, what am I feeling? What am I thinking? Why am I thinking this? Yeah. Like, it's something I've been working on a lot lately, especially with you and Jay. You've been helping me. Like, I will answer confidently no, but the real reason won't be what I say the real reason is. Yeah. Right? Or yes. But anyway, I think as a content creator, and I can see a lot of the comments from Patreon who, of course, people are going to be like, no, girl. But I think what people don't understand is this isn't a reality show. This isn't a script. This isn't a story. There's no producers creating this. It takes a lot of mental energy and anguish sometimes to share your actual flaws with people, especially as we tend to, people tend to do on the internet. They use your flaws against you. Yeah. So you can really, if you're not careful, you can really let the piece of content and your attempt to help people hurt you. Yeah. Right? The wrong comment, and people say don't read the comment. It's just not that easy. Okay? It's just not that easy, especially when you want to engage with the audience. You see stuff. It's impossible to not see unless you you turn the comments off, and then people will just email you. You're gonna see it. And it's heavy. Yeah. It's not like Dear Kev, we're just complete silliness. And even that, I got tired creatively of doing. The other thing I was just thinking about as you were talking, I don't think, we're 37, right? I don't think anything that we're doing now is something we'll do forever. Sure. You know what I mean? Here's the thing, stand up, like all the things we're doing now, in 5 years, in 10 years, 15 years, our lives may look very different. We might be doing a whole bunch of other things. And I also don't think that means you are taking a step back from what you do well. I think because MKOS is growing so much, because you're creating stories and shows for the app and having say-so in other shows that you're not personally creating, I think you're expanding in your abilities and desires. And I think just with your rebrand alone, outside of the shows you're creating for the app, just in your rebrand, even outside of the brand deals, like just in creating that much content is more than you did or it's more on your plate than you had with the Love Hour. And then you add on top of that the Love Hour, like the Love Hour is not a podcast that's like Cardi B and Offset got divorced. Let's talk about that. Like, you don't like to do what I call pop culture marriage content. You know what I'm saying? You're not like, these people got divorced on Black Love, let's go in why. Like, you really put, this is what I'm going through as a person. I'm going through therapy. Kev did this, and that's why I think it's helpful. Yeah. But the thing is, it's still helpful there. People could come along and read it. We got pretty much a doggone episode on anything. And I'm not trying to lead you any one way or the other because, I support you in either way, but I understand. We have to have a lot of conversations, and just the way your nature is, it's pure authenticity. You wouldn't do like a top 5 ways to do this in bed. You know what I mean? And I think when I see other marriage podcasts, and this is no shade, it's just a creative choice that you've made. You wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. No. And that's how you stretch out an episode when you don't have an episode. And you wouldn't do listener questions all the time. Like, you want to create a topic, create an episode. And you write notes and all that stuff. So I said all that to say, I get it. Yeah. I support your decision. And low key, we've been talking about this before. I feel like even me, who shares a lot, I've been, it's very subtle, but I don't share as much as I used to. I'm training myself to handle this spotlight that, you know, in recent years is growing increasingly bright. And some of that means guarding the things that are most precious to you, which kind of you and my dad have been telling me to do for a long time. But I think it took me like touching the stove, so to speak, and being like, oh,
it was hot.
Yeah, you was right. Why I had to burn my hand is red.
Oh, that's so
I got scars. But so I see the support. People say no, girl, no, but also yes, girl, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what you feel.
Yeah, I think more people are just kind of like, whatever you want to do, girl. I appreciate, you know, and I appreciate that. I think at the end of the day, I think by the end of the year, I will know. Because this is something, like I said, that it came up very suddenly.
It did.
Yeah, it came up super. It's not something I've been thinking about for a long time. But then when it came, it wasn't just like a fleeting thought. It kind of like.
Do you think on the surface, or not the surface? Do you think underneath the surface you had been like a moment made you feel that way, and a moment made you feel that way?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't fully dived all the way into this because I feel like it's so long, and I don't want to overthink it in January. And so I've been kind of just letting those emotions and feelings, just as a revelation comes, just kind of, okay, you know, the moment, I almost said her name, the text that I got yesterday was a moment. I allowed myself to like, it's really interesting, specifically during this time where I'm thinking about this. And the fact that you use the word transparency is like very clearly what I just said I was trying to pull back on. So it was just, you know, it was just one of those things, one of those moments. And then
you know what else I think about too? We talked about this. You also have the option of doing the Love Hour when you want to. And not necessarily because that's another part of it that isn't related to the transparency, authenticity part, just the sheer creation of like again, no podcast that I do, I sit and create an outline. Here's the thing, the internet gives us topics. I'm already on the internet looking for videos. I just screenshot stuff that I feel like is podcastable. Dear Kev, people send me the questions. Creatively, you don't have either of those options. So for the last 3 years, basically, I believe, and a lot of other podcasts, they revisit the same topics over and over.
Yeah, I actually have been thinking about doing that as you know, things been coming up in my memory. I'm like, oh, we could redo that. Or I do want to do like a reaction video, which sometimes I feel a way about doing those. I'm just weird that way too. About like redoing topics I'm not against, but like doing like, let's revisit this old video. It was an idea that I had of like revisiting an old video and like, do I feel differently? Do I not feel different? Especially when we were talking, we're working on a project together, and Kevin it was his voice, but not like exactly his words. And I was like cringing at some of the stuff that I'm like, I know we've said these things, but I feel like completely different about it. And so the idea of revisiting an episode and kind of giving that updated perspective is something that I want to do. I think it'd be interesting to like see that growth and evolution. And maybe it's like, no, girl, you feel the same. Maybe you should grow. But like, I think that would be interesting. But doing too many of those, I feel like it's so gimmicky.
Well,
I don't know. I don't do a lot of the gimmicky part.
That's the thing about you. You don't. That's why I think the Love Hour might be like even Terrell Grice, which I really, 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 really admire about him. Actually, he goes hard,
but he takes a break.
Then he takes a break.
Yeah, he does.
And then he goes hard, and then he takes a break.
He does.
And it's like when he's off, he's off. Yeah, if you want to watch something, plenty of stuff out there. Sure. And I think if you decide to do, I'm gonna do a series, I'm gonna do a season, or like a season is in like 10 episodes. You can let yourself be inspired again. Yeah. Or you might feel differently. As opposed to like every week, it's a slog. Yeah, it is. You know what I mean?
It's taxing. It definitely is. So I don't know. That's kind of where I am about, you know, doing this and how I feel, and who knows? I think by the end of the year,
And one more thing. I'm sorry, and I know you got to do an ad. You're doing Love Hour like content. You might not just be doing the Love Hour podcast. Sure. You know what I mean? I just want the audience to be clear if you decide not to do it or continue to do it. You have a lot that you are working on. There's very much lot. So I don't think it's going to be, I'm just going to twiddle my thumbs because I'm not doing this.
Although that is a fear because what was my imposter syndrome that I find my worth is in what I do?
I remember that. I remember the word though. Let me look it up.
Because I do find, or I do place a lot of my self-worth and self-value in what I'm able to do or produce.
Yes.
That is, I mean, that's an underlying concern that I have. It's like, okay, well, if you ain't doing this, girl, then what is you gonna do? Because sitting at home, that's not an option either. First of all, your skin looks good today, which is great because it's been going through a whole entire struggle. So I'm just looking at it. Yeah, I was just admiring this side of my face because my skin has been a mess.
Superwoman.
It's probably it.
Find downtime wasteful, always producing. I'll see what I'm dead. Looking to the next accomplishment. Usually juggles multiple roles and has to do them all well. Or was it the expert?
I definitely have the expert as well.
Yeah, I think it was those two. Always seeking trainings to validate knowledge, has to meet every requirement in order to apply. I always feel like they don't know enough. Okay.
So anyway, that's kind of where I am with it. Like I said, I haven't fully made a decision. I'm not quite sure that I will. What'd you do?
My belly stuck out, and then I just checked, and it was. I didn't know if it was my arm or my stomach.
I'm not quite sure what the future will be. And who said sit in the uncertainty?
Eric Alexander.
Okay, so
I like that.
Yes,
you ain't got to make no decision. You got a whole year left.
That's what I'm not going to force myself to like overthink it today. I feel like it's a waste of time and energy to ruin, my January 26th thinking about something that won't take place until January 1st, 2022. And that's not what I'm interested in. But I really am seriously considering this being the last year of doing the Love Hour in this form. So we'll see. With that said, ciao.
This is a funny comment before you get to that.
Well, seasons and things in it. I got attitude. That's hilarious. Allison, wait, read it so you can.
Sorry for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Allison Meadows said, "Y'all being so mature, talking about seasons and things ending. I got an attitude."
I love it. That's hysterical. All right. So before we move on, I do have one kind of topical topic that came up yesterday, and then I'll get into what I wanted to get into as kind of like actually this will be like a 3-parter episode. I thought about doing that too, like doing segments. Maybe that'll be easier, but I'd be struggling with segments. Listen, I'll be needing help. Okay. That's what the thing is. And since I need a lot of help, who do I turn to? I turn to Skillshare.
Skillshare.
No matter what 2021 brings, you can spend it creating something meaningful with Skillshare's online classes because time is what we make of it. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and support a fellow creative, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. Their classes are absolutely phenomenal. They quite literally have everything. I've told you guys we've taken the drone class. I've made like cookies, literally chocolate chip cookies. I've taken a blog course.
I've taken guitar lessons. Taken mixing, photography.
I've done a productivity class, which was actually really, really good. I really enjoyed that class. So no matter where you are in your creative journey, Skillshare, I'm sure, has a class for you. And they have like a wide range of teachers. So that's also just something on a personal note that's important to me, that their teachers don't all look like one type. All right.
Yep.
Classes can be chosen from one of 3 new classes from the best of topics list, or any class that a Skillshare original or staff pick. What you're going to do if you're interested, and actually shout out to you guys. We just got feedback that our podcast is one of the highest subscription models for Skillshare.
Really?
Yeah. So shout out to you guys and thank you guys for signing up for Skillshare. That feedback does come back to us.
Wow.
And so thank you guys.
I didn't know
I hope
that.
you guys find a lot of meaning in taking those classes as well. And if you're taking them, screenshot it, send it to me. They want to know you're taking the classes too. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/LoveHour. And get a free trial of premium membership. That's Skillshare.com/LoveHour. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/LoveHour. And get a free trial of premium membership. The annual subscription is less than $10 a month. It's incredibly affordable. There's no ads. They're updating all the time with new classes. So yeah, it's absolutely a win-win-win for, anyone listening and wants to sign up as a creative. All right, before we go to the last topic of what I wanted to talk about really quickly, there was this post that was going viral. I don't want to say viral. I don't follow the gossipy channels, but I do follow Hollywood Unlocked, which low key is a gossipy channel. I ain't gonna lie. It's just not as bad as like the bigger ones.
Big gossip.
Yeah. But I follow them because I want to try to stay in the know. But listen, they be posting stuff late. And then I'd be like, oh, I know this happened. It'd be 3 days later, but I don't mind because it's not as toxic. So that's my lot in life. That's what I'm choosing to take place. And they were talking about this post from Erica Campbell. Did you see it?
Pastors liking bikinis? Yeah.
Okay. So I have thoughts.
Let's share.
Okay. So there's like a couple different things that I feel. One of them is that I think I want to do, and I've said this before and I just need to do it. Maybe I'll do it on the MKOS show instead of on this platform, but I want to do a episode surrounding insecurity, what it is and what it is not.
Okay.
I think that there is such a negative connotation to that word, and we throw it out, especially against women, as a way to belittle and belittle their feelings, minimize their feelings, and ultimately to hurt them. Mm-hmm. And I find a problem with that.
Fair.
And I think people, and listen, I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of it, because I absolutely am. And what I'm about to do is exactly what I'm going to say that I don't always like that people do. So.
And what? So what? We be doing that sometimes.
We're pointing out the hypocrisy.
We're pointing at you.
Right. I'm pointing at myself. So the comment was, for those of you who are unaware, it basically said something like, I think pastors or preachers, hold on, let me find it because I want to make sure I quote it directly. Okay, so apparently it was reposted in the Shade Room, has a screenshot of Erica Campbell on Instagram calling for preachers and pastors to rethink liking the pictures of ladies in sexy bikinis, especially if they're married. That's kind of the essence of it. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so a lot of people were saying, well, if she doesn't want her husband to do that, why wouldn't she say that? Why is this a generalized kind of conversation that she's having? And maybe she's talking and listen, I want to preface this too. I love Erica Campbell. Like, let's all be clear. There will be no Erica Campbell slander.
Not on here, we won't.
Not on here. I love her.
That's our first lady.
I think she is the fiercest and the baddest gospel singer in the gospel industry, period.
That's Shirley Caesar.
First of all, I just love everything about her. So this isn't just to like come at her, and you can disagree with her without like coming at her. So let's all be clear. You can disagree with me, but don't be coming at me either, like disrespectful. But you can disagree with the content of what I'm saying. You can disagree with the content of what she's saying.
You can disagree with these hands too,
without like coming at her. So anyway, I think people were, and this is maybe my churchiness, I almost thought, I was like, how do I feel about this? And are people maybe misinterpreting what she's saying? Actually, I had a full conversation with Rebecca about this last night. And I think she was talking about optics. Mm-hmm. I think she was strictly talking about the optics of a pastor or a preacher looking at and liking, I mean, not even looking, liking very specifically someone's pictures when they're in a bikini.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why is because while people are just trying to attack what she's saying, they're not considering people look at what pictures people like.
And the doggone algorithm shows you.
Yes.
Especially if it's a person you interact with or follow.
It's going to show you, and you have got to think twice if you dare say that doesn't matter.
What?
That the likes of what? Look at Pastor so-and-so liking this picture.
Yeah.
If you don't think that's not
chat fodder,
their app, you're going to screenshot it, you're going to send it. And I think that's what she was getting at more than anything else. And I saw these comments of like her being called insecure. And that, first of all, listen, everybody has insecurities, I'm sure, but Erica Campbell ain't want to be struggling with no whole, from what I've met of her, my interactions with her, she's really, truly not one of those women. But my point is, I think people miss the point of what she was saying. Mm-hmm. I also think that people forget that in 2021, a lot of the people that are saying things, maybe they're married and they don't get it. But when I talk to single folks, likes mean something. Mm-hmm. So I may like it and it's just whatever and we can move on, and I think it is. But to a single person, sometimes you will hear, literally, I've heard single people be like, no, sometimes a like is considered flirty.
Really?
Yes.
Just
a like is considered flirty.
Is it because of the type of post that you like?
I don't know the details. Again, that's why I want to have these conversations, because I'm like, are people judging just a thing and not understanding? I've had, again, conversations with Rebecca last night. She was like, absolutely. Sometimes a like is that. Sometimes a like is like a wink. I see you. Yes. And if I don't understand, or if I understand that because I'm in the dating world, and you're trying to communicate these to these pastors or and maybe to the pastor or whatever, they're just liking it and moving on. But to someone who's single, someone who's in it, someone who's whatever, they're misconstruing it. I think the optics of that could be bad. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what she was getting at. Yeah, I think, multiple like, yes. I thought she was saying there's multiple layers. I think that there are multiple layers to this. And I think a lot of times the problem that I often have with social media is that we don't allow people the benefit of the doubt of what they're trying to communicate. And so and that's when that's weaponized.
Got it. That's a good point.
She's just being insecure. She should mind her husband. She should do this. Well, if she feels that way, why she got to make a general statement? And that's how in my mind, that's how comments are coming across when I'm reading it. And I just be like, oh, child, I don't understand why people don't understand what maybe she was getting at and why she did. All men, sure, if that's how you feel. But I think she specifically said pastors and preachers because of that optics thing.
I agree. I'm going to give you something I saw on the internet that kind of goes along with it. Just allow me this aside, because it goes to what you're saying. Person I follow on one of the social medias went to some tropical place recently. I'm talking about islanding it up, flicks, island, eating restaurant, all that. Okay. Came back about 2 weeks ago. Come back to social media. I can't believe y'all moving around like that in the pandemic. This is crazy. This is why the numbers is up. And I said,
was you not, Jesus?
What? And what I realize is moving around crazy is relative. Mm-hmm. To that person, moving around crazy didn't mean traveling. Sure. But to somebody else, it means traveling. Sure. Some people like outdoor dining is wrong. This is like literally
outdoor dining.
Huh?
I'm going to somebody's.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we get on these people in Atlanta, Atlanta becomes a hotbed of get on people, but technically, like, Atlanta's open. Yes. So they're not breaking the law.
And they're not as bad as LA. So
and the numbers here are way worse. So it's like, I get it because we want people to be safe and all that stuff. But the point I'm making is, a lot of times, somebody had said that comment, I think on the last Love Hour, we point our finger at you, but we're talking to ourselves. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think that's what happens a lot of times, because, that's why I don't put everything on social media that I'm doing, because I know because of my elevated platform, I'm more subject to scrutiny than, say, even me 5 years ago, or if I just worked at a gas station or engineer or something like that. Nobody's expecting me to influence people. And I think what happens is, and there's also a thing called virtue signaling. Sure. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happens a lot on social media. We are calling out to the people who think like us, and this is an opportunity to express that point of view. Like, and I do it too. I virtue signal, like the Master P thing, which you would probably heard us talk more about. And here's the thing, mm-hmm. even though it hasn't been shot yet. Mm-hmm. Master P was saying that if a Black person started Clubhouse, we wouldn't have supported it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think Black people get a hard rap for supporting things. And I honestly think Black people support Black people more And sometimes even when the stuff we be like, we don't want to bash them. We want to give them chance after chance. We see movies we don't like. We don't talk about it negatively. All that type of stuff. In some ways, I think we're more supportive. And I think what he was really taking issue with is something I don't think Black people have the power to control. Like, we don't mean to blow up apps. We just be so creative that we do stuff that's fun and people flock, right? And we don't control Silicon Valley. We can't, invest in ourselves. And sometimes I see his point, but we always be like, Black people don't support. And I don't think that is true.
No, and I think what it is, I don't know, I just had this thought, maybe it's off base, but I'll say it, is that Black people, we do support, but when things blow up, it's both Black and white people. Well,
and also what happens, and I think this is a bigger issue, and I don't mean to get off track, when things blow up, the Black people who blew it up don't participate in that. Clubhouse don't reach out and say, yo, when y'all started that Kevin Hart room, that really blew us up. When y'all did the Lion King thing, let me break you off. When you did the Dreamgirls thing, or Kev, when you did your Morning for Jesus room and whatever, throw myself in there. We don't get to benefit from that. That I agree with. But I don't think Black people are intrinsically shady if a Black person
I don't think so either.
Does that. I think what happens is Black people don't get the amount of capital to start stuff. So anyway, I want to circle that all that way back to say social media a lot of times is here's her, I'll bring back to Erica. The avatar of ourselves that we wish to create for people to see isn't always reflective of how we often answer. There's this thing that was going viral, I was showing Melissa. It was these people, right after Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels came out about a week ago, it was going viral. People were going and like doing basic like monologues of how they got played. Like, I was with a dude for 2 years and got nothing out of it. I got treated on for 3 years and took somebody back. Like, it's all embarrassing stuff. And that's the truth of us. What we put in our comments and all that stuff, that's what we want to be. But oftentimes who we actually are, it's very different oftentimes from the created digital representation of ourselves. Because the people who know you for real, like, we be knowing people like, you online talking this and that. And I've seen your carpet. Your carpet dirty.
I think that's the problem that I have is that, and I'm not saying that everyone has a representation on social media that doesn't align with who they actually are. I don't believe that to be true either. But sometimes if you've never gone to your Instagram and looked at who liked your photos, who hasn't done that? And I think that's what she is getting at, that most people do that. You're going to look at who liked your photos and you're going to see, you're going to go down and look at who liked it. Let me see who liked it. It's just kind of human nature. It's curiosity. And if you notice this one name and you're like, on this bit, even if it's just a mental note. And I think that's all that she was getting at. I don't find it problematic. I think it was an optics thing, honestly. And I wonder what prompted it, because listen, again, the hotels, I was talking to Rebecca last night and she was like, it'd be the married men that'll like your comment or like your photo, and then all of a sudden they slide in your DMs. And as a pastor, I wonder, and they're in the end, I wonder if there's a story, a rumor mill going around, and she was trying to admonish these folks. Now listen here, y'all be careful.
Listen, all of our
and women aren't and listen, more power to you, okay? I'm all for it, but there are women who will shoot their shot as well. So now you like the photo, I'm interpreting this maybe a certain way, and now so you like that, huh? You like them hams, you like them cakes, what you like, what you got? Because I can send you something on the slide. And then you've opened the door, you know what I mean? And so I don't necessarily think I don't know, I didn't take it, I don't know, child. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe that's what it is, child.
Well, I think what's interesting, all of our single friends that are women have said the most, and not just pastors, or not pastors, but some pastors, the shooters of these shots quite often, in large number, be married. Openly married on the ground.
That's basically what Rebecca said. She said it be the single men out here that be hesitating. It be these married men that shoot from half court. I was like, are you? Because we were, again, just having this conversation. I was like, for real? She said, yes. And so, I don't know. I didn't take it that way. I'm trying to see people that understood. Again, the same people saying Erica needs to sit down. Oh, shoot, it moved quick. are the same people roasting the Pope last year for liking that woman's photo. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that if we take a step back and evaluate how you personally have interpreted a like on a specific photo, you may be more apt to understand where she's getting at.
What if you followed somebody and you seen me like a photo of one in a bikini and you seen it in my likes?
I think at this point, I wouldn't care. That's just me personally. But if I saw it continually and perpetually, am I going to make a post about it? No. But would I be like, so listen, this makes me a little bit uncomfortable.
Who is this? What was the reason?
You're continuing to like this particular woman, especially if it's a particular woman, but these are the style of photos that you like. If it's one-off, I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. But if it's something that's continual, if it's something that's perpetual, then I may be like, ooh, child, so listen. But you know this to be true because there was someone, listen, I've done this. First of all, I have done this. When all that stuff was happening with, what's her name? Candace, black girl that hate us though.
Candace Owens?
Thank you. When all that stuff was going down with Candace Owens, if you don't think I went to that woman's page and was trying to understand who I follow and interact, that also follow her page. Mm-hmm. So I could be looking at you with a little bit of a sky. If you don't think I did that, I absolutely 100% did. And so the point again is all of that matters. When we had even the falling out that we had earlier this year and we kind of, separated paths, people were like, Kev unfollowed. Mm-hmm. These things matter. People are taking account. People are looking. And those are the optics that people are making assumptions about. And I think that's literally all that she was saying. And for people to then immediately, she's insecure. I just was like, Insecurity is a real thing.
It's a great show too.
I think it is a great show. I'm sad that it's ending. I think that there is a specific definition to insecurity. I'm not sure. I am not convinced, me, myself personally, I am not convinced that this scenario is insecurity. And oftentimes when we don't, especially when it comes to relationships, if we disagree or we don't have the language to kind of identify what's happening, we automatically call it insecurity. And that's what I have a problem with, because I sat back for a minute and was like, I'm not quite sure that that's this. And insecurity can be a bad thing. 100%. That is 100. And I got to be clear about that because people will be in the comments. So you don't understand. No. Insecurity can be a bad thing. She said it. Timestamp it. Let's make sure that's clear. I also think that insecurity can indicate that something is wrong. Yeah. Insecurity can also indicate that a boundary has been crossed that you aren't comfortable with. Yeah. And a lot of times we try to minimize our own alert system that says, this doesn't feel good to you. You need to speak up for fear of being called insecure. Yes. And I'm just at a point in my life where I've wrapped my mind around, I listen, I have moments of insecurity and I'm very aware of those moments. I also have moments where I'm like, I just don't like this. And that's my prerogative. That what not Brene Brown, what Tabitha Brown saying, that's my business. Okay. But being able to differentiate those two things empowers me to speak how I feel without fear of being called insecure.
Yes. Ashley says insecurity needs to be addressed and determine where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. Shannon said, low-key, I don't know the definition of insecurity.
That's actually good. We should look at it.
Layla said, I literally just check the person's page to see who they're following before doing business with them. I feel like in this age shows you who people are in many ways, capital rioters, etc. Does it highlight there's too much stock put in a like?
Elle said, does it highlight that there's too much? I think so, that there's too much stock put into a like. And I don't think that, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that's with everybody. I don't put a lot of stock into likes. I'm also a married woman. Yeah. And I'm also not a pastor.
Yeah. I think also with Erica, she said a lot of stuff that's ruffled people the wrong way.
That's true.
And I think that
context matters.
That context matters.
Oh, 100%.
I think if it were someone else and people didn't feel that way, it might not take as much stock. But Erica can be polarizing. to people.
That's really important.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times people just be like, girl, hush, enough out of you.
No. That's actually a really important point because I do lean in favor of Erica simply because I like her.
And that's our bias as well.
We
love her and we go to her church. So we don't feel differently if you don't feel that way.
I like her a lot.
And somebody said the stuff she said to single women be making them feel away. As a married woman, it's easier to say stuff and they'd be like, girl, but I'm not married and I don't go to your church.
And honestly, it's part of the reason. That's a good point. Yeah. And I think that a lot of times
she said don't masturbate. They'd be like, that's all I got. Well, I'm gonna click on this clip. I
don't even like when which is why I don't offer the advice of when single women are asking me, how do I do X, Y, and Z? Yeah. I shy away from that.
I can't speak to that.
I can't speak to that. Yeah. I wasn't single well into my 30s and got married where then I could, like, I've been through it and I can offer this advice. I feel like it is disrespectful and disingenuous because I'm married. I'm now an expert on being single. Right. Nah, it don't work like that. That's y'all married women. Y'all got to shut up sometimes because you don't understand.
You ain't living that life,
and you don't know that struggle. So you offering advice on what, girl? Shut up. And that's what I shy away from. I mean, that's my own. Maybe that's my expert syndrome, but that's my own personal thing where I'm like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I wish I could, but I do not feel right offering advice to single women simply because I'm married. That don't work like that. This year, I'm refocusing on what it means to take care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally. All of those things are especially during this day and age. And it couldn't be easier than with Daily Harvest. They've been the one thing that makes me feel better about my day and myself, especially during these early times of 2020 and 2020 part 2, because that's all 2021 is thus far. So I currently drink and love the chocolate and blueberry smoothie. First of all, it tastes really, really, really
It tastes amazing and it takes no time to make. I
was just going to say it takes no time to make.
Also, when you are busy and, just everybody's busy, restaurants are closed. One healthy way is to have it right in your freezer. One of the best pieces of advice one of my fitness people gave me was that if you have healthy food in your house and you don't have unhealthy food, then you will eat healthy food.
Oh yeah, it's that simple, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's really helpful. And this chocolate, Daily Harvest makes it be like, okay, I got some. Even I want a little sweet too. Mm-hmm. That chocolate berry smoothie is like, it's healthy, but it gives you that like, this is almost a milkshake.
Yeah, because it's just sweet enough.
Yeah, just sweet enough.
Oh, we should tell you too that if you're not a chocolate person, they also have a fruit one, the strawberry peach and the mango papaya.
And even Joe, our youngest, who is the pickiest eater ever, love that strawberry peach smoothie.
It's so good. Daily Harvest delivers food all built on organic fruits and vegetables right to your door. It takes literally minutes to prepare, and I never have to think twice if the food I'm eating is good for me. Everything stays fresh in your freezer until you're ready to enjoy it. No need to overthink any of the meals for the week with Daily Harvest. Smoothies for breakfast, crisp flatbreads for lunch or dinner. Daily Harvest never uses preservatives, added sugar, or artificial anything, and they just launched their first ever plant-based milk collection. And that's
really
YLK. That's so cute. Starting with almond milk. Daily Harvest milk is made of only almonds and a dash of sea salt. I can actually stay stocked up since everything stays fresh till I'm ready to use it. AKA no more mad dashes to the grocery store when I need more almond milk for smoothies or a splash in my morning coffee. Daily Harvest is also committed to minimizing their environmental footprint. They're in the process of transitioning to 100% compostable, recyclable, plant-based, and renewable fiber packaging. Daily Harvest is undeniably delicious, clean food without any of the prep. Get started today. Go to dailyharvest.com and enter promo code LOVEHOUR to get $25 off your first box. That's promo code LOVEHOUR. $25 off your first box at dailyharvest.com. dailyharvest.com, enter promo code LOVEHOUR.
LOVEHOUR.
I also want to tell you about Paint Your Life. Whether you have a birthday, anniversary, wedding gift, Valentine's Day coming up, and you're looking for a way to memorialize a painting or a picture, Paint Your Life is the way to go. We have Paint Your Life all in the studio behind Kevin's office. You've seen, listen, we've actually
all the things from my office in our old house and my office in the new studio, like 3 of them are from Paint Your Life.
Seriously, with Paint Your Life, you get a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price. Choose from a team of world-class artists and work with them until every detail is perfected. User-friendly platform lets you order a custom-made hand-painted portrait in less than 5 minutes. Quick and easy process. Get a hand-painted portrait in about 3 weeks. PaintYourLife.com. There's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. And right now is a limited time offer. You get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. To get the special offer, text the word HOUR, that's HOUR, to 64,000. Again, HOUR to 64,000. Text HOUR to 64,000. Celebrate the moments that matter most. And remember, terms and conditions apply. And you can find them available at paintyourlife.com/terms.
/terms.
Yeah, I definitely, this is the last thing I'm going to say about that relationship thing in addition. Okay, because again, Rebecca and I had a full-blown conversation on this because we watched.
You thought about him dancing, didn't you?
Wait, just really quickly. We watched The Bachelor last night. First of all, I hate this show. I have fully decided that I hate this show.
Already?
Yes.
Just that one episode?
Yes. Yeah. I was already feeling that way, but yesterday solidified it. I am not going to not watch, so I judge myself for that. I also think that I need to watch The Bachelorette to balance these feelings.
Oh yeah, you're struggling with
I am struggling with the idea of all of these women being pit against each other for this one man.
Especially because he made them fight literally yesterday. Or they made them fight.
Oh, it just rubbed me every bit of the wrong way. I was like, this is the second time they've made those women fight. This time was in the ring. But remember, I shouldn't say they fought because they didn't fight, but when they were doing that race, they were tackling each other. Yeah. It just doesn't make me feel good. You want to play it?
There it is.
Okay.
All right. You're going to have to hear Jesse's
her commentary. First of all, you're going to start over.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. If you don't watch the show, you're missing out on a terrible time, actually. It's awful. And also the best thing ever. It's literally my guilty pleasure at this point. But Jesse Wu's commentary, because we miss it. I'm going to tell you guys what happened after Kev plays this.
So just for context, the girl asked him to dance at the end of the episode, and this is what he brought to the table.
What's going on?
Oh, we will never be free. Not come in, give me a high five. Yeah, I love my. It is TikToking. We will never be free. We will never be free. This is our first black, but I'm white too. Bachelor.
Listen, let me tell you what was even funnier about that. Okay, when Melissa and I was watching that. Without Jesse's commentary, you don't really understand that he was dancing to no music. He just
all you hear is the microphone rubbing up against his clothes and him breathing. That's it.
Melissa sat back. She had a blanket on. She said, it was like she was personally embarrassed. You can't dance with no music. He said,
this man is 6'4". There is no reason a man that tall, I gotta stand up, y'all. There is no reason a man that tall should ever do this in a dance. 3 times.
He did all that. It was so awkward.
And then the way Jesse's commentary, because she's like, wait, what's happening? That's how you're literally, it's the end of the episode. You can see the credits rolling. And we're like, and they're talking about singing. And then he's like, I'm going to get up and dance, just vibe. And you're just kind of like, he's about to do wait, what is he?
Rebecca was like, this is TikTok. I learned this one.
We were all just like, and then Rebecca's like, this is a TikTok dance.
Why you get down like this here? Why you get down like this here? I said, oh, why you did that?
This woman said, we will never be free.
This just said ABC wasn't paying for the rights to no music.
I'm
you gonna dance in silence.
But I'm also worthy.
What you mean he thought he was getting it? Live, love, Risa? He was killing it. Look at her laughing. That's her.
Oh my God.
Deb said he was offbeat with no music. Let's watch it again. Just one more time. Just one more time. Everybody wants to see it again.
Oh my God.
I want to see it again. It's so uncomfortably bad. I'm sorry, Matt, but also you did that.
Oh my gosh. I got a headache again.
Just vibe. I'm gonna do my thing now.
That's what he said. Just vibe.
What's going on?
Because of this.
Oh, we will never be free. Not come in, give me a high five, yeah.
Just vibe. I'm gonna do my thing.
Ric Flair at first.
Oh, we will never be free. Not come in, give me a high five, yeah. We will never be free.
The woman looked like a mom when you're trying to curse your kids.
This is our first black, but I'm white too.
You said last time, I promise.
What's going on?
I'm about to learn this whole dance.
Oh, we will never be free. Not come in, give me a high five, yeah. I love my. We will never be free. We will never be free. This is our first black, but I'm white too. Bachelor.
Bruh, she would have to send me home. I listen. Oh wait, he's a sender of home.
Oh my God. That poor woman had to sit there. She said, Hercules.
Ooh, nice. He did this, Liz.
When I tell you, I hated the whole 2 hours of the episode. I mean, every bit of it. I was like, I hate this show. They got the women doing this. I cannot. And then he did that. I was like, I'm back. I'm back. Oh my gosh. It made the whole entire 2 hours worth it.
Yes.
Yes, Tiki, it is
2 hours. But listen,
hours.
I was like, bro, I don't. This would be making me watch it.
It is
And
the
like,
best
watch
guilty
it.
pleasure TV I have ever. This is my first season watching it. I've never even been interested in the show. To be like, I've never been interested in the show. I understand why it's successful.
Oh, for sure.
I get it.
He be kissing all the women in the mouth every 3 seconds.
Okay, we're just gonna finish on this.
That's all he do. Sit down.
This is what he does. This is what he does. Yes. Oh my
God.
God. I couldn't imagine. Anytime any woman says anything about anything, it could literally be, I couldn't find my white sock today, so now I'm wearing black socks. And he's like, wow, I could never imagine.
You're gonna lick me.
Sir, why do you? And his eyes are always, it's so creepy. His eyes are always open and he's just full on.
And then he always, this is a personal problem. After he finishes his sentence, he don't close his mouth.
No, he doesn't.
He's like, so tonight we're going to go on a date. I'd be like, what? Why you don't close? A toast to you. A toast to the groom. To the groom.
Oh my God. Yes, girl. A whole entire pentatonics. And
Pentatonics? I never seen that one.
Every woman on every date.
Listen, you could see the one girl was talking and he literally licked his lips. He was like,
his last episode, his lips were ashy. Then I'm like, I was frustrated. They were so ashy. Anyway, I can't remember why we got here. I was talking, the rejection piece, which I don't know how we got there either. I don't know where we are. Part of the reason I don't like the show is how I'm going to just kind of segue is that, they invited like 5 new girls into the, group yesterday, and these women had to be quarantined. And then he immediately sent one of them home. And I was just like, that's a rejection that stays with you.
He sent one of them home?
Yes.
Who?
Listen, I don't want to say who.
Remember, he kissed the one girl got out the car straight out of quarantine and kissed him in the mouth.
God. These girls. Listen,
like,
I've never watched this show before, so I just be watching it like, this is crazy to me. But they made the women fight yesterday. It was really uncomfortable. But I feel like you'll love it more when they're traveling. Okay. I feel like I need to watch, like I said, The Bachelorette. I'm always like, I told them yesterday, I've been watching this meme about the feminists leaving your body with like, I need to open a jar of peanut butter. And it's like,
I've seen that.
Just leaving my body. Yeah. And that's how I feel watching the show, especially when they pit the women against each other. It just rubs my soul. Like,
so random to make them box.
Yeah, they were like literally fighting each other. They were like going hardcore. And I was just like, I don't know, child. I just can't. I just cannot. And I'm sure at some point, these women will. Do they have sex?
Probably not. I mean, not on camera, but I don't know.
I mean, obviously not on camera, but like, do they have sex?
I would not be surprised if that has not happened on one of these shows. Of all these seasons, between The Bachelor and The Bachelorette.
How many seasons are they on? Like over 20, right?
It's been a lot. This show has been popular for a while. It's never been my thing, but it's been out for a while.
Yes. Yeah. So Crystal, really quickly, she said she sent the Asian girl home with a weird outfit on. That was my only issue with her. That
Asian girl with a weird outfit.
Yes. So me and again, Rebecca, we're talking about it. I was like, my only issue with her was that everyone looks cold. Like, Matt, is that his name, right? He wears a jacket every episode.
He wears a jacket.
He wears a jacket every single, and a hoodie. I almost wore it today in his honor. He wears that every single episode. And this girl walked in here with like a summer brunch dress on. Yes, it was like short. Yeah, it was white. It had like, I don't know if it was butterflies of like all these different, it was just weird. I was like, girl, did you not know it was September? Like, I don't understand why you didn't understand that like it's fall outside. Like, I don't know why you're wearing this. But regardless, I don't know if these folks have sex, but if they do.
When they get to traveling.
When they get to try, see, that makes sense because they've only been in for 3 weeks. This man kisses every single woman.
Oh yeah, he's gonna take somebody down. He's taking Hannah down.
Listen, Matthew, you gonna need some help with all these women, and I know who can help you.
BlueChew, get your penis ready to smash all the bachelorettes, Matt. You think you're gonna be tired after one sex? You have sex with one girl who's the winner of the group date, and then another one's like, hey, I want to sex you up, and you like, wow, TikTok, you don't stop.
To the TikTok, you don't stop, son.
What you need for round 2? BlueChew. Now you need to be practicing covering your peen with a sheath. But once you get it all hard and ready, you can put it in a bachelorette or 2. Or maybe you're watching this and you're married, and that bachelorette became your wife. And you need to get that peen ready to go. You needed to stand at attention. And I'll rise up, rise like the day I'll rise up. Listen, BlueChew is the sponsor of this episode, big friends of the potty, and sponsor of some of my greatest erections.
BlueChew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in discreet packaging. Right now, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our promo code LOVE. You're just going to pay $5 for shipping. That's blue, like the color, BLUE, chew.com, promo code LOVE to try it free. You're just going to pay $5 for shipping. BlueChew is the better, cheaper choice, but they work faster. They're the better, cheaper choice, but they work faster to get you where you need to go.
Get your pin
and
right.
We thank them for sponsoring the podcast. And remember, when you support our sponsors, you help make this podcast possible. Please be sure to use our promo code LOVE. At BlueChew.com. Last note about BlueChew, they are the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
Yeah.
Shout out to BlueChew sponsoring erections everywhere, even on The Bachelor. Have
y'all watched Love Island? Do we watch that?
Is that on Netflix?
I think so. I think we tried to start it. Didn't we? We may have saw the trailer.
I think I did try it. I think this girl that I follow on Instagram, Jordan Rian, I think she's from Love Island.
Somebody said, Jazzy says, watch Tayshia's season of Bachelorette. She was great. She was a woman of color.
Okay. The Bachelorette. Okay, great. Yeah, I feel like I need to watch The Bachelorette because I don't enjoy, and I've said this obviously a few times, but I do not enjoy women being put in positions to, and I understand it's a show and it's just, because we watch, so I get it. But I do not enjoy the idea of women being put in positions to like literally fight over a man and like physically fight, emotionally, mentally. I don't know. It just kind of, and so I'm like, maybe if I watch The Bachelorette, I'll understand. Like, it'll help me really process that this is just a show. But like right now, I'm fully like last night. I was not okay with these women being put in boxing matches, literally, to fight. I just.
You were feeling away.
I was feeling a whole entire way. So yeah. I was low key, so less women.
Tasia had them boys stripped down and play dodgeball. They only had on a cup.
I feel like because this is my first time watching the show and it's such, at this point, and it's their first Black Bachelor, maybe they're pulling out all the stops. So everything feels like super heightened for me. So yeah, I definitely need to watch The Bachelorette just to kind of like, Melissa, it's a show, girl. Just everyone calm down. This is what they signed up for. They understand. It's going to be okay. 90 Day Fiance is a mess. I haven't watched Lupin. I want to watch Lupin. I was going to say that someone asked if we watched Bling Empire. We actually did. We watched the whole entire season last week. Actually, on like Tuesday.
All in one day.
Yeah, last week, Tuesday, we watched the whole entire season, and it was the best thing we did.
Out of this world.
It was literally.
Anna is my dog. I want to meet her. I want to go over to the house. I want her to give me Dior shoes.
That show is the best. It is trash. It is guilty pleasure.
Yeah, people are rich.
Listen.
I mean, I thought Real Housewives was rich. These people had a Gucci claw toy.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Oh, I missed that, though.
They had a claw toy, but inside the machine was only Gucci bags for free for a baby's first birthday or 100. They had a 100-day birthday party.
Oh, wow.
100-day birthday party for when their baby turned 100 days. Oh,
I wanted to talk about this. Thank you. So we can end with this. On Bling Empire, and I won't spoil it is kind of a spoiler.
I mean, it's not.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Should I?
Are you talking in general about that?
Okay. So do you think women should propose to men? What are your thoughts as a man?
As a man, I would not like you to propose to me.
Mm-hmm. In theory?
In theory, I would not just like to see you put your get out on one knee or ask me to marry you. I wouldn't like to see you shoot your shot to me. But I recognize, and I'm cool. I get it. Nowadays, women are shooting their shot more and more. More power to you. Sidney Castillo had a funny joke about that. He was like, y'all really won't shoot your shot? You think a man gonna be, you say, hey, you're pretty handsome, I'd like to get to know you. He'll be like, ugh.
Yeah.
So he had a joke about that. Him and Zaynab, it was funny. But for me, I would not do, but I reserve judgment for other people who shoot their shot, especially shooting your shot. I don't think that matters anymore. But proposing, I think we still have so many traditions. That's one where people are just like really hard to let go of. But if you would propose to me, I would have said yes, though. I would have been like, get up. I'll get down. But it was obvious. Most of the times, when a woman proposed, it's not like the man don't know that they wanted to get married.
Yeah. She waited and was like, so we're not gonna wait.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. I think as like progressive as I feel that I am, there's obviously parts of me that's very like,
would you propose to me?
Stay home. everyone be conservative and just kind of stay home and chill out. I know that that's one of those areas that I wouldn't do, but if someone else did it and the man is cool with it, rock on, more power to you.
But if you wanted to marry me and I wasn't proposing, would you be like?
No, I don't feel that I would do that. I feel like my personality would be very.
Your personality wouldn't allow?
It would. No, I was gonna say I'd probably nag and then ultimatum. Like I would probably make it clear, like that's what I want, and then if that, because this is the problem that I find, and this is why I think women probably do it, and this is what happened, I think, in that scenario. I have to wait on your timeline for it, but if you don't want it, then we should separate. You're just kind of dragging me along, and I think that's going back to the word agency. Or the norm is that you don't do it. Well, then that prevents a woman from living out what she wants to do.
Yeah.
And so it just allows her to, like, you know, and it forces the man to make a decision. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Well, let's have a really in-depth conversation about it, because otherwise they're probably like, yeah, I want to marry you. I'm gonna just do it when I want to. Well, when is that? Can we put a date on it? Or like, how you feeling? Because I don't want to be in this kind of scenario for much longer, because like maybe the man out there that wants to marry me is out there and I'm wasting time, energy,
I get it,
and youth on you.
Mm-hmm. I'm with it.
So I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's for me though, but I probably would be like, can we check in about this?
You definitely make your presence known.
Yeah, I would like to hope that I would, but I know there's probably more women that, like, you know, they don't want to lose you love that person.
Well, the saying says closed mouth don't get fed. And closed legs don't get head.
But then women that do propose are then shamed for wearing the pants, not being pursued.
They put the wedding dress over the pants.
So I don't know. It's such a hard, I don't know. Yeah, so she said, I'm 37. I'm not begging no man to be with me. Listen to me. Oh, I tried shooting my shot like 20 years ago and got a stink face never again. That's why he chubby. It's hard. I think it's just the vulnerability of it all, of shooting your shot, being rejected, and now you're like, it's hot over there. I don't need to go back over there no more. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
How would you feel if someone proposed to one of your sons? My sons are the prize.
I would be mad.
Propose to my boys, they're the prize. They're handsome, smart, related to me. They're the Schuyler brothers.
I would hope that I would be like, you ain't finna be playing with this woman's heart now. So is y'all going, is you is or is you ain't? She shouldn't be at a point. I feel like at a point, most women, I don't want to say all women, but at a point where a woman, especially a westernized woman, where you know the norm, the cultural norm is for a man to propose, at a point where she's proposing, she's waited as long as she can wait. She's at her wit's end. Yeah. And this is like kind of the last haymaker.
I feel like that's such a rough way to get into it.
It is. I'm sure it is. But I would
marry me or I'm leaving.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my boys to force or have a woman be put in a position where she feels forced.
They're the prize
to propose. Ninja, if you don't get yourself together and make a decision, and that decision, and sometimes it's a matter of comfort, and I don't want to make the hard decision that we actually need to separate.
That's true. JoJo getting proposed to.
Why are you telling me that my boys aren't going to get down on one knee and propose?
I'm not saying that they're not ready. I'm just saying before they're ready, they're going to be like, boy, I love you so much. Will you marry me? He'd be like,
She said, I don't have the mega knees, so I'm waiting. That's hilarious. I wouldn't do it. But I'm not going to be one to knock another woman for doing it. I am going to be looking at that man sideways, though.
That's fine.
It's your fault.
Look at him sideways.
Yeah, Joe is going to be like, no. You're going to be like, if you don't get up, I'm not doing this. Get up. I said I'll propose to you when I want to. Get up. My mom will beat me if I propose to a man. Honestly, so Gina said, I can't find it now. These things move so fast. Gina said my mama would beat me if I proposed to a man. My mama would too. She would. All right, anything else? Because you sleepy and we got to go.
And I got to go to pee.
Of course you do. Biblically, I'm not proposing. Man, I missed it. Oh, we can tell that story really quickly. You want to talk about how you proposed?
I think we're talking about a mukbang.
How you proposed? We talked about marriage. I don't remember talking about how you proposed.
I thought we were talking about a proposal story, but very quickly.
No, we talked about our wedding.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. The first year, I wanted to get married, but I had to wait. Melissa wasn't ready. The actual time I proposed.
Yeah, but I told you.
I'm trying to remember who the 4 people were.
It was Mel, Nick, Tasha, Amanda.
Easter 2003.
Yes.
Easter 2003. I got the pastor let me speak, and I talked about the ring and the significance of God marrying the church and how the ring was a symbol of God's commitment to the church. Melissa still didn't see it coming.
I didn't.
Didn't see it coming. People were like, yeah, Kev, preach. You're so handsome. And then, boom, out of the back of the church comes Melissa's sisters, 2 our homegirls, one each assigned, say, will you marry me? Got down on one knee in front of the whole church.
They came from the side. Remember, we were at the downstairs.
They did.
MOK
Gave her
downstairs.
a $99 ring, which was very expensive to me at the time. Got it from the PX. Remember that?
Yes.
And proposed. She was like, oh!
Someone said so churchy.
Got you a Cadillac.
Cadillac.
And then she said yes, and then we got married the next year.
That's it.
I don't know how she didn't see it coming. It was so obvious.
No, when I look back on it, it was Easter, and my mom and my pastor's wife were trying to get me to like buy a new outfit and get my hair done. And I was like, why are y'all stressing me? Like, it's just Easter. And at this point, while we were still very, very, very churchy, I was kind of over this idea of like showing out on Easter. Like, I was just kind of like, it's so silly to me. I'm not about to spend, and we were college students, not like I had a bunch of money anyway. I'm like, I'm not about to spend a whole bunch of money to show off in front of y'all. Like, I'm not about to do it. I'm gonna wear what's in my closet. Y'all can stop adding me before ad is a thing. And but I didn't realize they were actually trying to get me to look presentable.
That's what you did.
They did get me to buy it, but I think my mom. But even then, when I look back on the outfit, I'm like, why was that the outfit y'all bought me? It was literally a thick tank top dress that probably went down to my knees, and like almost basically this, none of this over it, and it was just a very smoke dark gray. Oh yeah. Sometimes I get so mad at.
You always get mad. You need to be kind to your old self. You didn't know what you didn't know.
I know I didn't, and I probably should. But I judge her. I do judge her.
But why?
From Melissa today.
That's not fair.
I judged that Melissa.
But she didn't know.
Harshly.
She thought that makeup was good. She thought that wedding dress was good. That was 20 years ago or 15 years ago. Enough.
Yeah, Chad. I do judge her because she needed clues that she didn't really.
I have to pee.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us for today's Love Hour. I can't do. Oh yeah, it's great on Easter. Yes. Yeah, I actually want to renew my vows on our 20th.
No, I'm not. Will Kev propose again for the 20th? Dang it, it moves. No, Melissa proposing to me now. I'm the prize. I'm finna stand up and be like, oh.
I definitely want to renew my vows for our 20th though.
But do I need to propose again?
Yeah, you get down.
No, man, you need to be all about equality and feminism and get down on one knee and fight patriarchy tooth and nail.
I felt my feminist leave my body when you asked me to propose. Suddenly. That's not what I wanted to do. It's not what I want to do at all, actually.
All they do is order pizza and weed.
They do?
Yes, they get pizza 3-4 times a week.
Do they really?
Yes, I be recording in here all the time. They get pizza.
He's in his pajamas
every other day.
Why? He should put a shirt on.
He's from the Capitol.
He definitely did. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this kind of hectic Love Hour episode.
That's why you think about ending it.
Because this was hectic? Thank you guys. Until the next episode. Bye.
Bye.